Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is ChukwunonsoCaptures, aka Mazi. Chakum, aka the photo cosmetic surgeon, back again for another camera tutorial. Shout out to all my clients out there. You are appreciated. Special thanks to all the models and muses out there. You keep me inspired. One love to all of my supporters on social media. You keep me going. All right, so I got a special treat for you guys during this episode. This episode, we're going to be talking about focusing mode. So now we're getting into it. Now we're getting into like the in-depth, really critical camera functions, right? So I want you guys to pay close attention in this tutorial because this camera function can literally make or break a photo shoot, all right? This camera function is the difference between a shoot that comes out, all the pictures are like really blurry, and you know, it could be a difference between you being really frustrated and getting some really bad shots and just getting some really crisp, really nice shots, okay? So without further ado, I'm gonna share my camera screen with you, right? We're gonna get started. I'm gonna teach you about focusing modes. So this basically tells your camera's eye, the lens, how to focus. You know what I'm saying? Like how it should be focusing on something still, something moving, a little bit of both, things like that, all right? So without further ado, let's get started. All right, let's go, follow me. All right, so welcome to my camera screen and we're gonna talk about focusing modes. So focusing modes, we're gonna take a look at this first one, focus mode. So, you know, I'm gonna start at the second one because then that kind of like explains a little bit better. So single servo, right? Single servo is basically just for still images, right? As you can see, this picture here just looks like a lake and some, you know, like some flowers and grass. It's like landscape photography, but there's nothing moving in this picture, right? There's nothing moving in this picture right there. That's why you do single servo, which basically you're telling your camera's eye to stay still and not have to refocus and look at something that's moving, you know what I'm saying, throughout the frame. You get what I'm saying? So that is single servo, something that's moving like back and forth. So in order for it to focus, right? And this is for something that's moving in different focusing focal planes. You know what I'm saying? This is continuous servo, so it's AFC. So this is continuous servo, right? So this was single servo AF autofocus, and this is continuous servo autofocus, right? And as you can see, there was a guy surfing, right? Yep, there's a guy surfing and he's moving. So you want to use this for whenever someone's moving. You don't want to use single servo for when someone's moving because then you get a blurry picture. You get what I'm saying? And you also don't want to use continuous servo for a still picture because then your camera's gonna think that something is moving in the picture even though it's not. And then it's gonna keep trying to refocus if maybe like a bug flies by or something like that, like flies across the screen. Flies across the frame, and then it tries to refocus on that, or it just sees something else in the move through the frame, and you know, it'll just make the picture blurry. You'd be surprised, but sometimes it does make the picture blurry. You would think that continuous servo would work for a still picture because the camera can tell that there's no movement, but sometimes, you know, the camera's kind of like, you know, they do a little bit too much and they kind of outdo themselves. So be very careful about which one you're setting, all right? So the single servo for still pictures and continuous servo for when something's moving around. If something's moving around, do not use single servo for it. And if something is still, do not use continuous servo for it, right? If the subject is still. Now, auto servo, basically the camera is able to tell whenever you have switched between, or basically your camera is able to tell when the subject goes from being stationary to now moving, or moving back to stationary. You know what I'm saying? So in some scenarios it works, sometimes it doesn't. Just play with it and you might have, you know, different camera settings on your camera, but just play with it. I've had luck with this in certain scenarios and haven't had so much luck with it in others, but that's what auto servo means. And manual focus is when you have the time to really sit there and just turn the dial itself, turn the camera's, you know, focusing dial itself to like slowly focus the picture yourself. So that's what this setting is for. Manual focus, right? So it doesn't automatically focus at all. You can set it to manual and just turn the dial yourself. It doesn't automatically do it. So this is probably useful when you have to really get that really fine focus. See, this looks like, you know, it's a picture of like flowers, bees landing on a flower. So if you have some time to actually frame the picture and compose the shot, you can use manual focus. But in other situations like fast-paced moving, fast-paced photography or events or things like that, you probably just want to set it and forget it and not have to worry about, you know, turning the dial and stuff like that. Some people are good at it. Some people are really adept and quick with it. Other people aren't, but these are all your options. So play around with them, see what you're most comfortable with. Use a lot of different shooting settings and things like that. And yeah, let me know what you think. These are kind of the scenarios that you might use these for. All right, thanks. Okay, wasn't that fun? So I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you had as much fun watching this video as I did making it for you. So let me know what you think. What type of focusing modes do you use? What type of shooting scenarios do you use? Is it a lot of like still portraits? Is it a lot of motion? If you don't do a lot of photography yet, you're new to photography, what types of photography do you plan on doing? Do you want to do events and stuff? Do you want to do landscape photography? Do you want to do nature photography? You know, you want to be like out and like taking pictures of like animals and things like that. Let me know in the comment section below, and let me know what focusing mode you think you'll be using the most. You might use a different type of camera, but a lot of them are basically the same. You know what I'm saying? Focusing modes for basically stationary subjects or moving subjects. So you'll probably see something like that on your camera. But let me know if you're using like a Canon or Fujifilm or Sony or anything like that, and you're not sure where this setting is, just let me know in the comment section below. Let me know your camera model, and I'll let you know exactly which focusing modes to use and what parts of the things that I described today correspond to your camera. All right, so please like this video if you learned something. Like I said, leave me a comment down below. Share this video with a friend who's interested in photography, or you know, someone who maybe mentors you in photography. Let me know if I got the concepts right, or if you have anything to add to it. You know, if you know a thing or two about photography, let's bounce ideas off of each other. I'm always looking to improve my teaching style. So hit the bell button to get a notification every time I post a new video, and subscribe to this channel. So yeah, happy shooting, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks. Take care.